Ah, sports. Like a lemonade on a hot summer day, comforting us no matter how we feel. Ah, who am I kidding? I hate sports. Andrew had to pay me to do the Sportsified nonsense with him.
Yup, you caught me. Anyways, there's a lot going on today. Between some fun events in the NFL and NBA, along with a little extra fun at the end, make sure to stick around because this episode's pretty dang fun.
Could you say fun again?
Fun.
Sportsified.
As always, these NFL playoffs have brought both the expected and the unexpected. And now, 4 teams left. The Final Four. The Fantastic Four. Are there any more phrases involving four? I don't think so. Anyways, Chiefs, Bills, Packers, and Buccaneers set to square off in the AFC and NFC championships in just a couple days. You know what they all have in common, Andrew?
I believe that would be generational franchise quarterbacks.
Bingo. Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Aaron Rodgers, and the debatable GOAT himself, Tom Brady. Do you think that's the key to success in the playoffs? Do teams just need a superstar QB to make it this far?
Yeah, I think the way the game has changed into a passing league, unlike the ground and pound style seen when the NFL was created, makes having a really good quarterback a necessity. That's what teams are now built around. It's kind of like the three-point revolution in the NBA, or the spike in home runs in the MLB. Players, coaches, management, and fans, they all want offense.
Yep, this shift has been slowly but steadily happening over the past decade, and I don't think it's going to slow down. Anyways, this season has definitely been odd, and the current Super Bowl hopefuls are not who many anticipated at the start of the season. I mean, the Steelers were 11-0 and looked unstoppable, but fell off pretty quickly. They lost, 4 of their last 5 regular season games, and then got eliminated by the Browns in the playoffs?
Something like that. They ended like 12-6 or something.
Yeah, and Josh Allen really showed what he's made of, surprising a lot of football fans initially.
For sure. The season has been different every single week, which I honestly like in what seems like a world full of super teams, NBA. At the end of the day, however, the Chiefs and Packers are still in contention. 2 teams that have always been towards the top of the league. The Bucs and the Bills are the picks that I'd say people were expecting slightly less, but after watching the season, still make decent sense. I could honestly see literally every possible scenario working out with these 4 teams. I'm definitely going to be watching both conference games, so keep an eye out for a pre-Super Bowl video to see our updated predictions once this weekend's battles have wrapped up.
Let's move on to our next quick segment.
Kyrie, Harden, and KD, they make up the Brooklyn Big Three.
Do you always have a song for everything?
Maybe.
Well, your bar dropping does lead us nicely to our next topic, though. That formidable trio that poor Steve Nash now has the privilege of coaching. Or peacemaking, depending on how you look at it.
Yeah, no matter what happens off the court, though, over these next few years, I think that their insane talent on the court will make Brooklyn a top-tier contender every season. Just look at their stats so far. Kyrie Irving is averaging 29 points and 6 assists. Kevin Durant's at the top of the MVP conversation with 32 points, 7.5 rebounds, and 6 assists a game. And James Harden, in his 3 games with the Nets, has 29 points, 9 rebounds, and 13 assists. That's unreal.
It's ridiculous. A team would be very lucky to just have 2 of these guys on our team, let alone 3. How did Brooklyn manage this? We're going to keep this segment short, though, as we're very excited about what we have planned next.
Alright, here we go. We're going to end this podcast with something a little fun.
Andrew, you said fun again.
Yes.
Just stop. Anyways, how this is going to work is we will try to guess each other's top 3 favorite teams in the NBA, NFL, and MLB.
That's right. For each sport, we will only have 2 incorrect guesses before the other person reveals the correct answer. So if I thought Braylon really liked the Americans, but I was wrong, I would have one more guess before he revealed that the Canadians are in his top 3 instead of the Mexicans.
Gotta love those team names. Anyways, yes, this will be scored. Each correct answer will get 2 points, no matter if we got the order correct or not. And if we correctly guess whether a team is our first, second, or third favorite, then we get an additional 5 points per spot.
Basically, if I correctly guessed the Canadians is Braylon's number 1 team, then I would get 7 points for that answer. We will tally all of our scores after all 3 sports to see who won. The prize is bragging rights because we're broke, unless you share the Sportsified podcast with all your friends and family and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Shameless plug, I know. All right, first up is the NFL. Braylon, what are my top 3 teams?
Oh boy. So I know your number one obviously is the Seahawks.
Correct, that is
But
7
beyond
points.
that, I'm a little confused. Are the Colts in there?
Yes, which one are they?
I'm gonna guess they're number 2.
Correct, that's another 7 points.
And then number 3, I have not heard you really talk about favoring any other NFL team, but knowing you, I bet you're gonna do it by uniforms. So, who has a really good uniform? Alright, so after looking through some uniform rankings, I'm gonna say the Ravens. You know, they have a pretty good uniform, and the Seahawks have Russell Wilson. He's a mobile QB, right? You know who the most mobile QB in the NFL is? Lamar Jackson. So that's my guess.
Wrong. I'm not really a big fan of the Ravens, considering I'm a Seahawks fan, but...
Oh, fair point. I didn't think of that. Wow. Even after talking on the Seahawks to justify my Ravens reasoning, I still guessed the Ravens. All right, let's just forget about this. What about the Eagles? This is just a shot in the dark. I seriously have no idea.
Nope.
Eagles.
Sorry, you got 0 points. For that last one, my correct answer was the Dolphins. I've always thought they have cool colors.
Oh, I used to like them when I was younger just because I liked the animal dolphins. Anyway, so I got
Yeah.
14 points for that round, right?
Yes, that is correct. I like colors of them. Okay, so now I have to guess yours. Ooh. Well, number 1 is Lions, right?
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
pretty
okay.
obvious.
Yeah, that wasn't even a question. Now the second one and third one are a little harder.
Let me point out that the article I was reading about the uniform rankings, trying to guess yours third one.
Mhm.
Guess who they had number 1? The Detroit Lions. All right, anyways, go on.
Sigh. Okay, so I really don't know. Are the Colts one of the teams?
Yes, they are. Oh, we finally have a team in common.
Yeah. Are they second?
Yes. So now you're tied with me at 14, but you have to guess the last team.
Oh gosh, I have no idea. I'm gonna guess the Buccaneers.
The Buccaneers. Well, okay. So my favorite college is Michigan, and Tom Brady did go there, but
Yeah,
I,
that's why I
I
picked
didn't
that.
like Tom Brady with the Patriots when he
Okay,
was there, so they're not third.
they're not third. Okay, yeah, that's what my reasoning was. I'm trying to think of another. Okay, random. Let's look up NFL teams and just see who maybe I've heard you talk about before. Let's see here. I'm gonna say. No, what? Sure. How about the Chiefs?
Did you? I do like Patrick Mahomes, but I don't like bandwagoning. I may or may not have done it before, but no, it's not the Chiefs. My third favorite
Okay.
NFL team is the Atlanta Falcons. I'm
Mm,
not really sure why. I just throughout my favorite teams, I have a lot of blue, so I like the red and black because it's different.
yeah.
But also because when they were in the Super Bowl last, I kind of took a liking to the Matt Ryan Julio Jones combination there.
Yeah, that makes sense. All right.
Now, we're actually tied, 14 to 14. But we're
Yo.
moving on to the NBA. Andrew, who do you think I like?
Well, is number 1 still Warriors?
Yes, it is, and that's what I was talking about when the bandwagoning. But does it count after their horrendous season last year? Can you
Well,
unbandwagon?
I think it's still a bandwagon if you started liking them because they were good. Not if you
Alright.
stick with them, but give it 3 years of them being bad, and I'll say you're a legit fan. All right.
Hey, they're not bad this year.
True. Okay. Second is Pistons, right?
Yep. Gotta keep with
Yep.
the Detroit theme.
All right. And third, I'm gonna say the Pacers.
Oh boy. Yeah.
Yeah.
You got off your right.
All right.
And their order, so that is 21 more points for you, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
So now you have 35 points. I have
Yep.
14, but I have not guessed yours yet.
Nope.
So, your number one NBA team is the Toronto Raptors. Andrew, you should tell your story about how you got to like them.
Well, you see, I didn't really have an NBA team yet because my dad hasn't really cheered for the NBA in a while since the Chicago Bulls Michael Jordan era. So I was just scrolling through a list trying to find teams that I liked. And the Raptors seem cool. Like they're from Canada, they're not from America, and they have like a cool mascot and they had cool colors and they were decent but not great. So I was just like, yeah, sure, I'll start liking them. And ever since then I've been a Raptors fan.
So you choose the Canadian Canadians over the American Americans.
Well, you did too, so
Okay,
I
so
mean,
your second NBA team, I have no idea, but you did just mention that your dad would cheer for the Bulls back then, so I'm gonna say Bulls.
no, that is not any of them.
If they're not in your top three, okay, I'm gonna go Pacers then.
Yes, which one do you think it is?
Number 2.
Correct.
Alright, so I've gotten 14 points so far in this round. Wow. Your third favorite NBA team.
You have one guess.
You're kind of a uniform guy. The Lakers have cool uniforms. But also, you mentioned earlier that when I was looking for your third favorite NFL teams, that uniforms necessarily don't apply. So, I'm gonna say, I know you went to that Raptors Bucks game a year or two ago, and you kind of talked about Giannis more than other players, so I'm gonna say the Bucks.
No,
Okay.
it is the Hornets. You've heard me talk about them before.
Yes, I have.
I am yet again a fan of their colors.
Oh, so I should have gone with uniforms. I knew.
Yeah, that is the exception to the rule. Dolphins uniforms are okay, but I like their colors. But all right, so and with
Hold on,
that,
hold on. This is a controversial topic. Do you like their new city uniforms?
the Hornets.
Yeah.
Here, I forgot what they look like. Let me look them up quick. Hornets city jersey. Is their new one? The Buzz City ones.
Yeah.
Oh, I like the pattern, but not the gold.
Ah, yeah. Alright,
Yeah.
because I either see people because different websites have put out rankings of the new lineup city uniforms each team released,
Mm-hmm.
and I really see them at top 3 or bottom 5.
Yeah, I think it's a really cool pattern, and honestly, I do like this. I do like it. I'd rock it, but the gold is a little off-putting to me.
Yeah.
Okay, and with that, I have taken the lead with 35 points. Braylon stuck at 28, and so that
Great.
brings us to our final category, when Braylon's probably going to catch up. And that's the MLB, because this will be tough. I've never been a huge baseball fan.
Wait, how am I going to catch up? I have no idea your top 3 teams.
Well, I don't know your top 3 either, so it's even playing field.
Fair enough.
Okay, so what are your guesses?
Okay, so, you like the Pacers and the Colts. Indiana. Chicago's near Indiana. I know a lot of Indiana fans also like the Cubs, or Chicago teams, so I'm going to say the Cubs.
That is correct. I've been to a couple games, and so that's probably the one I know the most. And so if I did have a favorite MLB team right now, it'd be the Cubs.
So are they number 1?
Yes.
All right.
So you got 7
That's 7
points.
points for me. I tied it up, but you haven't gone yet.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Your next 2. Now this, I have no idea whatsoever. I just pray that it's not the Yankees.
It's not. You get a
All
hint.
right, thanks for that. 28 teams left. See, I'm good. at all
Yes.
those tricks.
Take them off one by one. Just pray it's not the blank. Just pray it's not the blank.
My work. Hey, you like the Raptors, and you like the Seahawks, Blue Jays, and Mariners.
Blue Jays is correct, not Mariners. Where do you think Blue Jays are?
2?
Yes.
Alright. So I have 14 points now for this round, but Mariners is wrong. I only have 1 guess left.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like you might be Red Sox kind of guy. But also the Nationals. Oh, you did go to a Nationals game. Yeah, I'll go with that. Nationals.
That is correct.
Yes.
It is going to be very difficult for me. I have to get all 3 of these right now.
Yes, I'm up by 14 now. But you could win.
I could win. I'm probably not going to, because all I know is the Detroit Tigers are obviously first.
Yes.
Yes.
So now it's what is it? I'm up by 7.
Yes, you're up by 7. I have no clue. Like literally no clue. I really don't know.
Well, so
you did like the
I'm not saying it.
Astros for a while
Say it.
there. I'm gonna say Astros
Yes. Now, do you think they're second or third?
second.
Yeah, that's correct. So it's tied up.
It's
If
tied
you
up.
get
All right, so
well,
it's
no, it's
whether
not
I
tied
win
yet.
or whether we tie.
So if you don't even you obviously know it's third. So if you get this
Yeah.
last 2 guesses, you win.
Mm-hmm. All right. Ooh, I don't know. I'm just gonna say it's local Cubs.
No.
No.
One last
Okay.
guess.
Yeah, I legitimately have 0 clue, so it's gonna be a shot in the dark here. Okay, I have 0 clue. Random team, Giants.
No, but they are in California. My third favorite team is the San Diego Padres.
Okay.
So they're a young up-and-coming team that actually made the playoffs last year. And they've made some big moves this offseason. I could see them taking down the Dodgers. But anyways, wait, we tied.
Yeah, so I guess we
So
just tied.
we'll have to find a way to settle this next podcast. So make
Yep.
sure to
Stay
listen
tuned.
to episode 13 of the Sportsified podcast to find out who wins this. We'll have to come up with some tiebreaker there. But for now,
Nope.
that wraps up this episode of the Sportsified podcast. Thanks for listening. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Sportsified News, and we'll see you next time.